Bitter criticism. Look, we have a strange phenomenon over here. Look. So the boys. I'm not sure if you're seeing. We have a double sun. The sun is double. Ay, Tommy. And now the sun is just gone. So yeah, and we have the boys, the truck boys. Go boys, go boys. And we have the real boys. I mean the real dogs. Well, this will be short. This is the I guess this is July 5th or July 6th. This is July 6th. July 6th is gone, people. So yeah, we have sponsored by Merck's. Sponsored by Merck's. Well, pretty interesting sunset. Because the sunset is there's kind of layer, but that's it. It's gone. Where's the sun? There. And there's the sun. Are you seeing the green light? The green line? No. Well, that was. Ooh, Tommy. And now we're going with the boys to the agency. No, to the studio. Yeah, we have a studio over here too, but there's not where we are going with Mimi over there. And Tommy and Peter Touch, they are not fighting anymore, but Tommy will remain in prison just because you never know. I mean, do you remember the time? I guess I didn't upload on this channel, but in the other side of the road there was 10 dogs, like from 7 to 10 dogs, having a blast, fooling around. I guess they are abandoned, but there's a free world for dogs. There's a dogs free world, and this is the tower. It's so important. They are making a lot of money with energy. We barely will survive. So that remembers me to make some. It's not business. It's like I forgot now. Bureaucracy. I have to do some bureaucracies and get some discounts. Some poverty discounts on electricity bills. Tommy. And what else? That's it. So sunset, news from the sunset. Do you saw the sun? That was a nice sunset, we actually saw the sun. Take it. Mimi. I just read a lot. I read a whole news, but I was not recording. It was a stupid news about Biden anyway. My opinion is it's saying that the news says that everybody says in Biden's personal life people are saying, not just personal life but business meetings, politic meetings, that Biden in Europe, for example, NATO people that Biden met, they said Biden is aging too quick, is aging accelerated, in accelerated pace. And well, they are saying Biden is not able, and most of people believe that if he won elections, he will not be the 4 years. And people say the same thing about Trump. So, but the question is, that doesn't matter, because what governs the United States is actually the deep state. That's what govern the United States of America. And that's it, And I made a joke. I was recording. I was saying, Tommy, look. Tommy is looking at me. That looks means Tommy can be the Democrat president of the United States. And when Tommy looks like that, he is meaning the United States needs to buy more weapons, to produce more weapons, and the taxpayers need to give more money for weapons. So the crucial mean is what the deep state says. Anyways, a pretty tricky way of life in the United States. And well, is ruled by the deep state. That's it. We have another news from Russia today. There's a international press photo contest going on, the Andrei Stan International Press Photo Contest. Look, for older than 18, so it can be dead people, can be naked people. Is a GIF. Look the GIF from Russia Today's site. Anyway, and we have this news, look, and says like this: July 5th, 2024, home, Russia, former Union. Putin calls for complete end to Ukraine conflict. Moscow wants to resolve the crisis for good and not simply establish a ceasefire, the Russian president has said. Russian President Vladimir Putin's Sputnik Valery Sharifulin. Russia wants to fully resolve the Ukraine conflict rather than just agreeing a ceasefire or freezing the hostilities, President Vladimir Putin has said. The statement came after Putin met with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán in Moscow on Friday. Orbán traveled to Russian capital to discuss ways of finding a peaceful and diplomatic resolution to the conflict. Speaking at a joint press conference following the meeting, Putin stated there should not be a ceasefire or some kind of pause that the Kiev regime could use to recover losses, regroup, and rearm. Russia is in favor of a complete and final end to the conflict. Putin noted, however, that the conflict can only end once a number of conditions are met. Especially, I'm going to show you the sunset is better. Sorry, Tommy. Sunset is better than you this time. The sunset, I almost forgot. And that's it, the sunset. Man. I guess it's fine there. I'm not sure. I guess it's fine there. Anyway, So here we are in the sunset. Putin noted, however, that the conflict can only end once a number of conditions are met. Specifically, the Russian leader stressed that Kiev must withdraw its forces from Donbass as well as the former Ukrainian regions of Zaporizhia and Kherson, all of which officially became part of Russia after voting in public referendums. Yeah, but it's hard, you know. I guess the conflict will go on. I never heard nothing about like that from Zelensky, you know. Zelensky never admits something like that. There are other conditions, Putin added, but said that these are a subject for fairly detailed consideration in the course of possible joint work. Previously, Putin proposed an immediate ceasefire on condition that Ukraine agreed to a number of terms. These include the aforementioned withdrawal of Ukrainian forces from all Russian territories, as well as legally bringing guarantees that Kiev will not seek membership in NATO. Kiev, as well as its Western backers, have rejected the plan, although Putin has nevertheless stated that the offer remains on the table. The Kremlin has encouraged the Ukrainian leadership to take time to consider it. During Friday's press conference, Orbán noted that Moscow's and Kiev's positions on the conflict are far apart. Yeah, Orbán, yeah, I said the same thing. I don't even know why I'm reading this, because Putin and Zelensky have completely different views. And are far apart, and that it will require significant effort. To bring an end to the fighting. Putin suggests that, judging by the attitude of the Ukrainian authorities and the current state of affairs, it seems evident that Kiev is still not ready to give up waging war to a victorious end. That's it, I guess. No, you know what people are saying. I don't remember who said that. Maybe Pepe Escobar. This is a polemic opinion, but I can say it by myself. You know, I'm not a coward. I guess the only way to solve this conflict is killing Zelensky. Yeah, kill Zelensky. So I can say that, but maybe YouTube will destroy this very channel. So that's why I open up Sense Arms. I will show you. Sense Arms is a Telegram channel. I have my own Telegram channel right now. Look, Sense Arms. That's the name of my channel. Geoeconomy over geopolitics. Sense Arms. I take this from Danton, from this Polish director, a movie director, and that's it. So I'm going to, when I heard something good from YouTube, I will post there. But by now, it's not been so great. Biden accelerating aging. European leaders stunned by Biden's accelerated aging. Le Pen pledges to block troop deployment to Ukraine. That's pretty very interesting. This is very, very interesting to me, as I don't know why the far right is so peaceful. They are hippies now. The far right became hippies in 2024 in the 21st century. In the early 21st century, far right became hippies. July 5th, 2024, Home World News. is separate. Before I was reading all together home news, home world news, but it's home world news. Le Pen pledges to block troop deployment to Ukraine. Pay attention. Le Pen pledges to block troop deployment to Ukraine. The right-wing party National Rally will also prohibit Kiev from using French weaponry on Russian soil. France's right-wing National Rally (RN) party will block potential troop deployments to Ukraine and bar Kiev from using French-supplied weaponry to strike Russian soil should it emerge victorious in the parliamentary elections and secure the office of Prime Minister of the country. Marine Le Pen, the former longtime leader of the party, has said. She made the remarks on Thursday in an interview with CNN ahead of the second round of voting scheduled for Sunday. The final say on the potential deployment of French troops to Ukraine belongs to the Prime Minister, and the stance of President Emmanuel Macron does not actually matter in such cases, she suggested. Over the past few months, Macron has repeatedly mulled the idea, using increasingly belligerent rhetoric on the Ukrainian conflict. Quote, if Emmanuel Macron wants to send troops to Ukraine and the Prime Minister is against it, then there are no troops sent to Ukraine. The Prime Minister has the final say, Le Pen stated. Her party in power will also bar Kiev from using French-supplied weapons to conduct strikes on Russian soil, Le Pen said, arguing that the permission to do so makes Paris co-belligerent in the conflict. National Rally stance sharply differs from the take of most Western leaders who had allowed their weaponry to be used for such strikes, repeatedly claiming that it had not made their countries a party to the hostilities. Moscow has repeatedly warned the collective West against supplying increasingly sophisticated weaponry to Kiev, stating that Ukraine's backers have for long been involved in the hostilities, which it sees as a proxy war on Russia. Le Pen's rhetoric appeared to be rather reserved, given the fear that her party could take drastic measures, including seizing all support for Ukraine, or even taking France out of the US-led NATO bloc altogether. Such concerns have been mounting in the EU lately. Euractiv has reported, citing several anonymous diplomats. The Rally National Party came out on top in the first round of France's snap election, securing 33% of the vote. The election was called by Macron after his party suffered a crushing defeat to the Rally National in the European Parliament elections last month. Macron's centrist Ensemble bloc also fared poorly in the first round of domestic polls, coming only third with 20%, while the second place was taken by a left-wing coalition hastily assembled ahead of the polls. In the second round, the Rally National is projected to win up to 280 seats of the 577-seat National Assembly. So yeah, I just quit on Russia Today. There's nothing there. I will try to see what's going on Pepe Escobar. Yeah, and now I'm on Pepe Escobar channel. Pepe Escobar rock and roll geopolitics. Can you see? Oh no, I don't know how is the name, but anyway, here we are. I guess it's rock and roll geopolitics. In fact, we have no, we have a German. I don't speak German. I don't read in German. But here we go. Lot of news. I'm not sure if I'm not read this. Pepe Escobar, why the SEO summit in Kazakhstan was a game changer. This is from Sputnik Globe World. 12 hours ago, Sputnik is from Pepe Escobar himself. Pepe Escobar, it's impossible to overstate the importance of the 2024 summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) this week in Astana, Kazakhstan. It can certainly be interpreted as the antechamber to the crucial BRICS annual summit under the Russian presidency next October in Kazan. Let's start with the final declaration. As much as SCO member state, tectonic shifts are underway in geopolitics and geoeconomics as the use of power methods is increasing, with norms of international law being systematically violated. They are fully engaged to increase the SCO's role in the creation of a new democratic, fair political and economic international order. I was chatting with Vladimir Putin. Maybe I was not trolling, but maybe I was. I saw him alive on SCO, and well, I said that Putin is the liberator is a freedom fighter. Yeah, the Cgtn with new member Belarus are explicitly in favor of a fair solution to the Palestinian issue. They oppose unilateral sanctions. They want to create a SCO investment fund. Iran, via acting President Mohammad Mokber, supports the creation of a SCO common bank, just like the NDB in BRICS. Additionally, members that are parties to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty stand for compliance with its provisions, and crucially, they agree that interaction within the SCO may become the basis for building a new security architecture in Eurasia. The last point is actually the heart of the matter. That's proof that Putin's proposal last month is from in front of key Russian diplomats was fully debated in Astana following Russia's strategic deal with the DPRK de facto linking security in Asia as indivisible with security in Europe. That is something that remains and will continue to remain incomprehensible for the collective West. A new Eurasia-wide security architecture is an upgrade of the Russian concept of Greater Eurasia Partnership, involving a series of bilateral and multilateral guarantees, and in Putin's own words, open to all Eurasian countries that wish to participate, including NATO members. The SCO should become one of the key drivers of this new security arrangement, in total contrast with the rules-based order, alongside the CSTO, the CIS, and the Eurasia Economic Union (EAU). The roadmap ahead of course, includes socioeconomic integration and the development of international transportation corridors from the INSTC, Russian, Iran, India, to the China-supported Middle Corridor. But the two crucial points are military and financial, to gradually phase out the military presence of external powers in Eurasia and to establish alternatives to Western control economic mechanisms, expanding the use of national currencies in settlements, and establishing independent payment systems. Translation: the meticulous process conducted by Russia to deliver a fatal blow to Pax Americana is essentially shared by all SCO members. Welcome to SCO Plus. President Putin laid down the basic tenets further on down the road when he confirmed the commitment of all member states to forming a fair world order based on the central role of the UN and commitment of sovereign states to mutually beneficial partnership. He added the long-term goals for further expansion of cooperation in politics, economy, energy, agriculture, high technologies and innovation are stated in the project of development strategy of SCO till 2023. So that's the world savior, that's world hero, Putin world hero. That's a quite Chinese approach to long-term strategic planning. China's 5-year plans are already mapped out all the way to 2035. President Xi doubled down when it comes to the leading Russia-China strategic partnership. Both should strengthen comprehensive strategic coordination, oppose external interference, and jointly maintain peace and stability in Eurasia. You know, Pepe Escobar is talking just like Cgtn and Russia Today. This too is being too institutional. Once again, that's Russia-China as leaders of Eurasia integration and the drive towards a multinodal world. Italics mine. I guess I read this. The summit in Astana showed how the SCO has really stepped up the game after incorporating India, Pakistan, and Iran, and now Belarus as new members, plus establishing key players such as Turkey, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and Azerbaijan as dialogue partners, and strategic Afghanistan and Mongolia as observers. It's a long way from the original Shanghai 5, Russia, China, plus 3 Central Asia stands setting up the organization back in 2001. Essentially as an anti-terrorism, separatism body, the SCO has evolved into serious geoeconomic cooperation, discussing in detail, for instance, supply chain security issues. The SCO now goes way beyond a Harlem-focused economic and security alliance, and it covers 80% of the Eurasian landmass, accounts for more than 40% of the world's population, boasts a 25% share of global GDP, and rising, and generates global trade value of over $8 trillion in 2022, according to Chinese government numbers. Add to it, SCO members hold 20% of global oil reserves and 44% of natural gas. So it's no wonder that a key development this year at the Palace of Independence in Astana was the first meeting of the SCO Plus under the theme Strengthening Multilateral Dialogue. A real who's who of SCO partners was there, from President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev, Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and President of President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to member of the Supreme Council of the Emirates, Sheikh Saud bin Sakr Al-Qasimi, Chairman of the People's Council of Turkmenistan, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, and SCO Secretary General Zhang Ming. Russia's bilaterals with many of these SCO Plus actors were quite substantial. India's Prime Minister Modi did not go to Astana, sending Foreign Minister Jai Shankar, who maintains fabulous relations with Foreign Minister Lavrov. Modi was re-elected to his third term last month, and is up to his neck work in the domestic front with his BJP now commanding a much narrower majority in parliament. Next Monday he will be in Moscow and will meet Putin. Proverbial divide and rule has seized Modi's no show in Astana as proof of a serious India-China rift. Nonsense. Jai Shankar, after a bilateral meeting with Wang Yi, stated in a very Chinese metaphorical way that the three mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest will guide our bilateral ties. That applies to their still unresolved border standoff. To the delicate balance New Delhi has to find to appease the Americans in the Indo-Pacific obsession. No one across Asia uses the term Indo-Pacific. It's Asia-Pacific, and also relates to Indian aspirations when it comes to being a leader of the global South compared to China. China does regard itself as part of the global South. Wang Wei from Redmond University, the author of arguably the best book of the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, argues that Beijing welcomes a sense of identity provided by the fact it represents the global South, and has been obliged to resist Washington's hegemony and deglobalization rhetoric. This is funny because the deglobalization now, isn't it? It's like you are producing too much. So it's not being a good game for them now. Anyway, the new multinodal matrix. This is a subtitle. Astana once again revealed how the main drivers of the SCO are advancing fast on everything from energy cooperation to cross-border transportation corridors. Putin and he discussed progress in the construction of the massive power of Serbia 2 gas pipeline, as well as Central Asia's need to have China as a provider of funds and technology to develop their economies. China is now Kazakhstan's largest trading partner, two-way trade at $41 billion and counting. Crucially, when he met Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, he backed Astana's bid to join BRICS Plus. Tokayev was beaming, quote, "Deepening friendly and strategic cooperation with China is an unswerving strategic priority for Kazakhstan. And that means more projects under Belt and Road Initiative. Kazakhstan, which shares border of more than 1,700 kilometers with Xinjiang, is absolutely central to on all three and on all these fronts: Belt and Road Initiative, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, EAU, soon BRICS, and last but not least, the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route. That's the famous middle corridor linking China to Europe via Kazakhstan, the Caspian Sea, Georgia, Turkey, and the Black Sea. And Pepe forgot that Kazakhstan, maybe he didn't forget, but Kazakhstan has a lot of oil. So if you have oil in the middle of the corridor, that will be fine. That would be, I mean, you can sell your, definitely they will have buyers for the oil. That's the famous middle corridor linking China to Europe via Kazakhstan, the Caspian Sea, Georgia, Turkey, and the Black Sea. Yes, this corridor skips Russia. The key reason is that Chinese and European traders are terrified of American secondary sanctions. Beijing pragmatically supports building this corridor as Belt and Road Initiative project since 2022. He and Tokayev actually opened what can also be called the China-Europe Trans-Caspian Express via video link. They saw the first Chinese trucks arriving on the road to a Kazakh Caspian seaport. He and Putin discussed the corridor. Of course, Russia understands the Chinese constraints, and after all, Russia-China trade uses its own sanction-proof corridors. Once again, divide and rule hacks, oblivious to the obvious, not to mention finer points of Eurasia integration, resort to their game old dusty narrative. The global south is fractured. China and Russia don't see eye to eye on the role of the SCO, Belt and Road Initiative, and the EAU. Nonsense again. All fronts are progressing in parallel. The SCO Development Bank was initially proposed by China. The Russian Ministry of Finance, which is a mammoth organization with 10 vice ministers, was not so keen, on the grounds that Chinese capital will flood Central Asia. Now that's changed, as Iran, which has strategic partnerships with both Russia and China, is quite enthusiastic. The strategically important China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan Railway, a Belt and Road Initiative project developed slowly, but now will be on overdrive by a mutual putting key decision. Moscow knows that Beijing, fearing the sanctions tsunami, cannot use the Trans-Siberian as the main overland trade route to Europe. So the new Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan Railway is the solution. Reducing the journey to Europe by 900 kilometers. Putin personally told Kyrgyz President Sadir Japarov there's no Russian opposition. On the contrary, Moscow fully supports interconnected projects launched by BRICS and or financed by the EAU. It's fascinating to watch the Russia-China dynamic in play at the heart of multilateral organizations such as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Moscow sees itself as a leader of the coming multipolar order, even if it does not consider itself technically as a member of the Global South. Lavrov insists on global majority. As for Russia's pivot to the east, it actually started in the 2010s, even before Maidan in Kiev, when Moscow started to seriously consolidate relations with the Global South. It's no wonder that Moscow clearly sees the new evolving multinodal reality SCO and SCO+, BRICS 10 and BRICS+, EAU, ASEAN, ENSTC, new trade settlement platforms, the new Eurasian security architecture as the beating heart in the complex long-term strategy of meticulously shattering the domination of Pax Americana. Well, I'll have to give you the first place in this week, Pepe, because Timur Fomenko is being in holidays for too long, and this article, Pepe, was great. Was so great. Look, I will give you a like. I give you a like on the I gave you a like. And no, I will not discuss nothing. But definitely the American sanctions on Russia, that's why I guess you cannot count on Chile. Unfortunately, you cannot, despite anything, you cannot count on Chile, because this country is full of problems. It's full of economical problems. It's full of neoliberal problems. People are suiciding. That's what I want to comment that. I made a research on Cgtn. I'm not sure if you like that. Cgtn, and I asked Cgtn what are the countries with the top 10 countries of suicide. Believe it or not, Kazakhstan is one of those countries. Kazakhstan, the country I think is so great because of everything, because of natural resources, because of logistics, and people are suiciding themselves in Kazakhstan. So do you believe in Cgtn? Well, believe it or not, here in Chile we have a lot of political and economical problems, and Daniel Jadue is in prison. Maybe Daniel Jadue will be in prison forever. Maybe World War III will start and will end, and Daniel Jadue will still in jail, which is so sad.
Las dificultades que empezó a tener el gobierno había quedado como fuera del mapa, pero parece que el perdonazo a la ISAPRE obligó al gobierno a entregar una señal. Pero es una señal que todavía no es muy clara y que no la vamos a tener clara hasta que no se entregue el proyecto, porque ya salió hoy día diciendo la ministra del Interior que no era perdonazo, ¿no? Entonces estamos buenos para perdonarle las deudas a la ISAPRE por robar, pero no perdonarle los créditos a los jóvenes por estudiar. La prelación, el orden de importancia de los valores en nuestra sociedad está claramente en crisis y necesitamos avanzar hacia una sociedad más justa y claramente no en la dirección que estamos tomando. Vuelvo a decir, Chile tiene plata para perdonarle la deuda a la ISAPRE por robar, por cobrarle más a la gente de manera ilegal y con un fallo de la Corte de por medio, y no tiene plata para perdonarle las deudas a los jóvenes por estudiar. A mí me parece que inmorales son los que piensan que esto es inmoral.
Bueno, mucha gente por estudiar efectivamente perdió la familia, casa, etcétera. Pero hoy día dicen que la figura es distinta, que el CAE tú lo pagas con un porcentaje de tus ingresos, un porcentaje. Segundo, si no tienes trabajo, no pagas. Y tercero, esto tiene fecha de vencimiento. Pasado un tiempo, se anuló todo y ya no tienes deuda. ¿Qué dice respecto a eso en torno al CAE?
Que yo entendí en la campaña que era un compromiso de la condonación del CAE.
Ya, pero independiente que tú lo entendiste, cuando alguien va a decir, pero todas las platas que hacen falta y tantas cosas...
César, mira, lamentablemente esto es un tema de sentido común. Le acabamos de perdonar a la ISAPRE 1.500 millones de dólares de plata robada que la van a pagar con la plata de los usuarios porque le van a subir las planes en 13 años.
Ya. ¿Y si se condona el CAE, quién lo paga?
Creo que lo paguen los bancos, po. Los que acaban de tener multimillonarias ganancias, ¿no? Y que efectivamente el Estado negocie una deuda que la puede comprar a un valor mucho menor de la deuda nominal. Pero yo vuelvo a decir, si el Estado puede hacer un esfuerzo en donde, mira, los que se robaron la plata y se la debían a la gente, le van a cobrar más a la gente, entonces dejemos que los estudiantes le cobren a los bancos que los bancos le pasen plata a los bancos.
But who knows, they didn't come.
No, para que ellos le paguen.
Tommy, have you called your UFO people? Tommy, calma. And now Tommy is free to defend us against the UFOs. Oh, definitely, I'm seeing something very far away. But you know, it's moving like a it's so strange, but it's moving like a Tommy. It's moving like an aircraft. You know, someday in the past, when I was a kid in Rio de Janeiro, I saw something very clear like that. It was not a star. It was not an aircraft. Tommy, aquí, Tommy. It was not Tommy. Anda, corre, anda. Can you see Tommy didn't fight Peter Touch? Mimi. And Peter Touch didn't claim Mimi. I guess dogs, in that sense, they are better than humans. You know, humans are too jealous. Why? Mimi, Peter Touch is your owner. Who is your owner, Mimi? It's me. I'm your owner, Mimi. Give me a kiss. Mimi doesn't like kisses.